Hey, BassGeek here, and Nichols Lures sent us a boatload of stuff. Alright guys, so as you know, Nichols Lures is sponsoring the Limit Series. They paid for our entry fees into the Morristown Marine Trail. Shout out to both of those companies. And so Nichols has actually sent me and AJ a bunch of cool stuff, like this hat, or this koozie, or these stickers. But there's a lot more. So I'm going to go through all this stuff with you, show you what all they sent me and AJ. This is awesome. Always, you know, American made. Even got their brochure here. This is awesome. I want to give a huge shout out to Nichols Lures for what they're doing for us. Again, it wouldn't be possible without them and Brain Freeze sponsoring this little journey into the Morristown Marine Team Trail. One of the biggest team trails in the nation this year. But all that being said, let's get on to the cool baits that they sent. And there's plenty. So let's get into this. If I don't get the names right on everything, guys, I promise there'll be links in the description because some of them don't have the exact colors on them. But I will do my best, and I will absolutely have the correct links in the description so you can go to Nichols Lures website and pick up the exact colors, either the ones you see here or the ones you may want to throw on your bodies of water. So the very first thing is, let's start where Nichols, to me, is most famous, and that's their spoons. Now, none of our tournaments are going on during the summer, so I didn't pick up any big spoons, but I am going to go get some real soon because I am running low on those. But what we did pick up is we picked up some of those good, happy medium spoons to some of the smaller spoons. And so that's where I want to start, is the Mojo series. This is a great little spoon, guys. If you are, you know, tossing it around docks or, you know, working it around fish that are a little shallower, the Mojo spoon, which weighs in at a ½ ounce, is a great little spoon to fish for shallower bass. Bass that are busting or chasing shad. This is a great little spoon to fish. Now this, I believe, is just the silver chrome. And I believe we got really about 4 of those. So we got, basically we got silver chrome, I believe, in every single one of them. So now on to the 3/4 spoon. We've got a couple shattered glass. Great looking color there. This is gizzard shad. And I know you can't see this, but this is super shad. It's got a blue, kind of a sexy shad sort of deal. And this is a blue shad. Love that color right there. These are all 3/4. And then, of course, just the silver chrome. Got a couple of those. Now we move on to our little bigger Lake Fork spoons. These are the 1 1/8 spoons. So this is the gizzard shad. We do have 2 of the super shads. You can see that color a little better here, I hope. Here's the blue shad. And the shattered glass again. So now that does it for the spoons. They make some great spoons. They make the big Magnum spoons, which I've got a couple hanging on my wall, of course. Again, we're now going to move into the spinnerbaits, and this is the other thing that they're famous for, is their pulsator spinnerbaits. Listen at me. They're pulsator spinnerbaits, and these are the metal flake pulsators. And of course I picked one up, and these are all, I pretty much think all these are 1/2 ounce. This is the bomb shad. Love that green blade, that dip right there. This is the lavender shad. Got a little bit of lavender flake on there, a little bit of lavender in the skirt. Next up, we've got a couple. These are called Snow. These are the painted blade non-flake. Again, 1/2 ounce right there. And then from there, we've got the Hoosier series, which is in the kicker blades. Got to have that orange in there. This is the Chartreuse white with the Indiana blades, or the Hoosier blades, whatever you want to call them. Now I've got me one, except this is not the Hoosier. This is just the kicker series here. And I think that is, that's the blue shad. Blue shad. So we got a couple more in the kickers, the Hoosier series. These are the nickel or the gold blades, Chartreuse and white there. And last but not least, we've got the crystal shad, and this is the motherlode version of the pulsator. It's nickel blades, and the Chartreuse shad also in that. So that pretty much does it for our spinner baits. Love their spinner baits. Good solid components, good solid built spinner baits. All right, let's start out now with our buzz baits, guys. Now they make a couple of different styles of buzz baits. They've got the reflex, which I like a lot because it's actually made for this blade to hit that head and create a little more noise, but it's also a nice, neat little compact profile. So I went a little light with these, you know, to get a little smaller compact profile, be able to fish it a little slower across the surface. That, by the way, I believe is the blue shad. It's got a really nice little purple flake in it. And then the others in the reflex, these are all 1/4 ounces right here. These are the black and blue, and they actually have black and blue flake in the blade, which makes it really cool. Now, the other ones that we went to, and I really, really like this design too. So if they come up and they're short striking, what I love, and you can tell me and AJ were thinking along the same lines as far as colors go. Let's see. This is the gizzard shad. Like I said, you can tell me and AJ were thinking a lot alike. We got 4 of these bad boys. They are great. What I like too about their heads is they're flat. It's going to help keep them up. What I like about this is that it's a little farther back. So if they're short striking, it's good to go to this style of buzzbait. And it's a little bit farther back. They're going to be able to get a little more bite on it. Won't have to worry about those short strikes near as much. Again, showing that me and AJ think the same. Here is the same one in the Impulse. This is the Black Plague. Really good looking buzzbait there. And you can see we've got 4 of those too. So good looking buzzbaits. Really different types of buzzbaits. Now we're going to get into some heads. These are pretty unusual heads. They've got some pretty unique features about them. These are actually shaky heads, but they're specifically designed for skipping under docks. That's huge for me because that's something in the past as a co-angler that I've tried to do, and I've never, for whatever reason, I've never found a real good shaky head that likes to skip under a dock. And I really like these. These are in the 1/4 ounce. Got a couple, 3 packs of those, 4 packs of those, and we got a couple packs in the 3/16. So can't wait to give those a whip and try. All right, so here's something. These are you know, swim bait heads. And they actually come with toothpicks. So you can push whatever swim bait you want up there, and there's a little hole, and you just shove this toothpick through and kind of break it off on either side, and it acts as a keeper. Guys, this is kind of an old school thing that a lot of us old schoolers used to do to a lot of different baits, but Nichols has actually just incorporated it and sent you the toothpicks, which I find extremely cool. So you've got, you know, you got a toothpick for each one. You should be able to use a toothpick at least 3 times to push it through there if you do it right. That is a 3/8 ounce. Let's see, we got a couple 3/8 and a couple 1/4. So that's pretty neat right there. Now we're going to move on to the jigs, and boys and girls, we got a bunch of jigs. All right, let's start out with some finesse jigs. These are the Drew Benton finesse jigs. These are both in Sungill. I believe all 3 of these. Nope, Sungill. These 2 are Sungill. And this is, of course, a good old green pumpkin. Now, from there, we've got some football jigs. This is a 3/4 green pumpkin. And then the other 2 is in 1/2 ounce. This is a green pumpkin. And this is a black blue. From there, we've got a couple of sledgehammer swim jigs. This is the bomb bass and the silver shad. Then we've got a couple of their just straight up swim jigs. We've got the best color ever. These are all 1/2 ounce. Green pumpkin and black and blue flake. Man, they sent us a ton of stuff. All right. Oh, I about left out another green pumpkin swim jig in a 1/2 ounce. Okay, so now we've got, let's see, what are these? These are the Sabers. And these 2 are green pumpkins in 3/8 ounce. This is also a 3/8 ounce, and this is the silver shad. Last but not least, we've got Mr. J.T. Kenny's Grass Wizard jig, or the J.T. Kenny. We've J.T. Kenny Grass Wizard. This is 1/2 ounce, and I believe this is green pumpkin, black and blue. All right, guys, so thank you very much for watching. Make sure you go and support Nichols Lures. Guys, make sure you go and watch these tournament videos as they come out. We're showing practice. We're showing the areas that we are targeting, the types of areas that we're targeting, and that absolutely translates into you bank anglers. You could be fishing from the bank from some of these areas, or maybe from in some of these same water conditions. So this is absolutely going to translate to even you guys. You know, we're just hopping different bank areas the same way you hop different, you know, from different pond to pond, or different bank to bank. So it'll help you understand what to look for and why some of the banks that you're fishing are better than others at certain times of the year. All that being said, like I always say, questions and comments about anything, and I want to give a huge shout out to Nichols. Please go to their Facebook. Everything will be linked in the description below, but please go to their Facebook page at least, or their Instagram. Let them know that you greatly appreciate them supporting BassGeek and supporting the channel, okay? Go check out some of their cool stuff, man. They make and have a ton of really neat stuff that I have used forever and a day. And as always, like it if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Make sure you ring that bell so that you get the notifications when the videos come out, so you can help support BassGeek. Watching is the best way to support this channel. And as always, You guys rock.